Okay, now we're recording.
Okay.
So we lost all of that good stuff, but I'm sure that you've got plenty more of those golden nuggets in there, as we talked about. I guess share with everybody. Let's go back to Marine Corps.
Okay.
What piqued your interest into joining the Marine Corps in the first place?
Yeah. Okay. It's actually funny. As it as a I was a swimmer and water polo player. Okay, and it's a scuba diver and stuff. So it's like I'm kind of a fish in the water. And what it was is I literally woke up when I was in college. Okay, and I woke up one day and I just had this patriotic bone. I thought I owed my country something. The thing was just starting to kind of in the Middle East was kind of getting all going. But this is the first Gulf War. Okay, we're going back in time, so don't think Iraq and Afghanistan. I'm talking about way back. It wasn't even Kuwait yet. But it's like I just got this patriotic bone that I kind of owed my country something. I didn't have to. I mean, I was going to college. I didn't need to go, and so I went to the being a swimmer and water player. I went to the Navy. I was going to see about going to SEALs, and they go, "Oh, it's a year waiting list." I'm like, "F that! I ain't waiting a year." And I walk next door to the Marine Corps, and they go, "What about recon?" I'm like, well, "What's that?" And it's the same thing. In fact, I still got some of the SEALs advisors in my closet, but. So I went there and did my scored 98% of my ASVAB and went down and did my MEP, and then they said I'll be going about 6 months. I said, okay, but if I got the go ahead, like if there's an opening or whatever, I'll take it. So I left 2 weeks later. Went to join the Marine Corps. They bring you in the middle of the night. 5 minutes later, you have no freaking hair. And it's funny, man. It's like it's Marine Corps boot camp is way above all the others. Okay, it really is. It's not even just being the pride of a Marine. Marine Corps boot camp is 13 weeks long. It is genius the way it is put together as a brainwashing. I mean, it really is. They take people from all over the world, from different socioeconomic backgrounds, different colors, everything. Okay, different religious backgrounds, and then they throw them all together. And in 13 weeks, they make you forget about any color but green. They make you forget that you're different walks of life, whatever. You're brothers that gain up and you operate as a team. It is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. In fact, I grew an inch in boot camp, because they teach you to stand up very straight. But I remember too, because I was lean, man. I was muscle, 166 pounds, and graduated, high school. It's like no facts as a swimmer. I went into boot camp and picked up squat leader the second week. And as I always tell everybody, my biggest accomplishment, I never got fired. So I kept it the whole time. It's designed to fire you. And I never got fired. And I gained 10 pounds of muscle in 13 weeks, came out 176,
Oh.
Now I'm like 215. I'm still pretty solid, but I'm getting a little more of the dad body, but not as bad. Oh man, but no, it's good, man. Dude, I love that. I always go back in my life and say that they always say, what would you change? Which in life, a person should never ever live with regret. You should never say you want to change something. From the good to the bad, it doesn't matter. That made you what you are today. It built the character that you are, built you the man or woman that you are. So it's like I don't regret anything. But if there's things you can say, well, I might do this a little different. Yeah, but I'd still join the Marine Corps. So
Yeah, well, I mean, it's hard to say you do things different. I have certain situations in my life, like we own this very well-to-do business. Like I had a want for nothing, growing up, and then my dad got burned out on it. We ended up selling it after my grandpa died, like several years after. But he got burned out. He sells it. Our attorney messes up on the paperwork. We don't get a dime for it. So we go from like not having a want to then this, and thankfully family values of working hard, from my grandpa on up, didn't really affect us. But that whole thing right there led me to getting to College Station, which led me to meeting my now wife, which is the best time of my life ever. So I wouldn't trade any one of those little moments. I wouldn't do anything different. Like there was a moment where he asked me, my dad, he goes, okay, we can sell this, or if you really want it, then we'll hang on to it. And I said, if you're burned out, then let's sell it. So, I mean, it basically, like, I had a choice to make in this thing, and I don't really ever regret it because I'm happier than I ever would have been in that situation.
Yeah, the Japanese have a way of the way that they deal with things. Okay, like life to them is war. In business, is war. Everything. Okay. To have regret means you're living in the past. Okay. There's nothing you can do to change it, so it's nothing but wasted time. Okay. Don't dream about the future because it's just daydreaming. It's wasting time. If you take care of the now, the future will take care of itself. So live in the present. It's like I have no regrets, and I've been up, I've been down, I've had good, I've had bad, I've had wins, I've had losses. I've had a body that didn't hurt, and I got a body that's pain right all the time. So but the thing is, it's like you can't go back and change anything. So it's like don't dwell on it. It's a wasted time. It's a wasted effort. Just focus on today. In fact, I've almost died 3 times in my life, and it's the last time I was 28 years old. I didn't put this in your thing, but I was 20 years old and I broke my neck. C6, C7. I almost completely severed my spine.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, I used to road race motorcycles. I took a 110-mile heights out on the track, and it's 4 days in the hospital. Don't remember a lick of it. Major concussion. I was Bugs Bunny for like 3 weeks. No short-term memory. It was bad. But they told my parents I was never gonna walk again. And it's the thing is, though, is that when I realized is that at any point in time, it could be done, it could be over. There's nothing you say about it. I don't know what the end of my life is. In fact, people always talk about midlife crisis. Oh, so you know when you're going to die? It's like, dude, it's live every day as if it's your last one, and I promise you'll die happy. Don't ever sit there and say, I've always wanted to do this. I wish I could do that. Go do it. Like I skydive. People are like, oh, I've always wanted to skydive. Go do it. $140. Go do it. Well, just really you're making excuses. Okay, excuses are for losers. Okay, so it's don't eat your McDonald's this month and go jump up an airplane. You'll love it. So it's go through life, man. Just live every day if it's your last one, and you'll die a happy person.
I love that you just said that don't eat your McDonald's and then go skydiving, because that really is like learning how to budgeting and buying our first house, which this is the new studio. I don't know if you can tell the bedroom, but we really realize like the stuff you really need, stuff you don't, and just by cutting out that small stuff, man, you can go skydiving. Like you can do it. The I can'ts go away when you start realizing like, oh, hold on, it's actually super easy to do this. Like I just didn't want to. I didn't have the want at that point.
It's I always talk about it. Can't, never could. Yeah, if you say you can't, you'll never be able to do anything. Yep. So it's like. In fact, you learn to walk by falling down. Thomas Edison didn't fail 1,000 times to make a light bulb. He found that 1,000 ways it didn't work. Just they have all these sayings. And it's but it's true. It's like if you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. Okay, it's like if you're getting through life without failing, you're a coaster. Okay, and I know like I like to surround myself with people who give that. I hate saying 110% because there's no such thing, but just. It's give me your 100%. It's like if you don't give me 99, I'm not the place for you. I try to really help everybody out. I try to push everybody forward. And it's like I want people to be successful. You come work for me. I want to sit there. If you eventually want to go off and open your own, so you can be competitive against my business. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Competition's good.
Yeah, it is.
It's like I want people to succeed. So I mean, don't steal my stuff.
What is it? Imitation's the biggest form of flattery?
What's that?
Imitation's the biggest form of flattery? Just don't literally go steal it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just don't steal my shit. We're good.
Yeah, just don't steal it. Well, how did you transition from that life into the Hollywood life?
Dude, okay. The Hollywood life thing was an accident. Okay,
it was an accident that lasted a lot of years.
It was literally, but it was an accident. I was very lucky on how I did it. Well, it wasn't an accident because there's no such thing as accidents. There's opportunities. It's just hanging there somewhere. But it's what it was is when I got out, I started going to college for photography because I liked photography and stuff. Then they started doing digital imaging and stuff like that. And then I had like the oh, I'm a darkroom photographer and all that kind of stuff. And so I went and talked to my counselor, and they're like, what do you think about film and media? And I'm like, well, what does that deal with? So I went and I transitioned over. Well, because of my knowledge with lighting, with cameras, I went from spot to pool. So even my lighting professor said, he goes, you light better than I do. So he started hiring me out to, he put me in contact to do with Viacom. So while I was in college, I was doing stuff for MTV and Blockbuster, setting up lights, and I did the Deion Sanders show up in Dallas and stuff like that. And then when I graduated college, I owned a bar and stuff at the time, so I didn't have to work like everybody else did, but I did, but not like wait tables or anything. And then so I got out and started doing commercials when the economy fell in '98. I don't know if you remember all that, but it's like Texas is a right to work state. So there was 3 main film houses up in Dallas that did the commercials. Well, one of them, Stone Core Films, started just basically whoring everything out. Well, in commercials, you work 18, 20-hour days. It's crazy hours. And when I'm hardly making any money, I'm like, dude, screw this. So I literally packed up and moved to LA. Well, because I had the bar, I didn't have to work like everybody else did.
So you still own the bar at the same exact time?
Still own the bar. I had to. What we were doing is we were selling it to a limited partner, so that I would he'd buy us out for a certain amount, and I'd maintain 10% of the bar and restaurant for the life of the bar and restaurant. Oh. So that way I just worked out to where I had money coming in. So I went out to LA. And there's a place. I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's out there. They have actual entertainment temp agencies. Like it's an entertainment placement agency.
Yeah.
So, but they talked to Patricia. I still remember her name, but I don't remember the name of the place. It's funny. But I was talking to Patricia, and I go, look, get me inside CAA, which is the Creative Arts Agency, biggest agency in the world. Okay, and I go, get me inside there. I go, and I'll get a job. So she just got me as a position doing entry for a few days, having to do some stuff. And the head of IT was there, and of course, how I talk, stuff. He came up, he goes, so what do you want to do? So I go, well, I really want to be an agent, which I did. It's bullshit, but it's so I really want to be an agent, And he goes, you know what? Let me call down to HR tomorrow, and then I'll try to get you in here. So I left, called Patricia. I go, hey, they're gonna be calling you to offer me a thing, stuff. So she called me back the next day, and she goes, hey, they want you to come temp up there there's an assistant that's out or something like that. So I'm like, okay. So I went up there for a week, and this is funny. So I'm up there for a week, and then I go to leave them saying bye to everybody. Well, then Shelly, this other girl that was working there at the time, she goes, who are you kidding? You're not gonna be back here next week. Like, they're gonna hire you. I'm walking to the elevators on the 3rd floor, and all of a sudden, I guess Brian Gears at the time, he's not an agent there anymore, but he goes, who's that? She goes, you need to go get him. Like, Brian needed to have an assistant, so he chased me down and pulled me back over there, and he interviewed me for like 45 minutes. He's like, man, he goes, I'm telling you, he goes, I want to hire you, but I got to know your last name to tell HR and stuff. And so I go, okay, I'm going to have to spell it. He goes, okay. And now keep in mind, a lot of people in entertainment are Jewish and stuff like that, so they ain't some typical Southern white boy. Okay, so he goes, I'm spell it. So he goes, Jones. He just sits there and just flipped me off. He goes, we're gonna get along just fine. Well, so then I turned that into working at CAA, which of course with them thinking I want to be an agent, which I'll tell you, I don't do well in that environment. But they put me in front of all the executives, all the producers and directors, to build relationships. So I have these relationships with NBC, MTV, HBO, Universal, Paramount, Warner Brothers, Matthew McConaughey, freaking, Al Pacino, all this kind of stuff. So I have all these people that I've worked with and stuff and have very close relationships with. And then I go to leave to go produce a show for CBS for 2 seasons as one of the producers. And Michael Camacho, I still remember him. He was the head of the department. He goes, man, why don't you want to be an agent? He goes, man, you're good. He goes, you're real disarming. And you go into a room and stuff, the whole Southern hospitality thing. And I go, I'm too honest. He goes, what do you mean? I go, if I don't like you, I'll tell you I don't like you. He goes, yeah, that don't work. So,
yeah, it won't work at all.
Yeah, that don't work. So, but anyway, I just went and produced a couple seasons for that show, and didn't like doing television. Went over and did development for Morgan Creek Landscape Entertainment for a big box office motion picture. And then how I ended up back here was, brother wasn't doing so hot. So he's fine now. He wasn't doing so hot. So I came back here and be a family for a little bit. And when I did, California blew up economically. And so I'm like, I'm not going back out there right now. And then I met my wife and had a kid, and now I'm here. Yeah, so
did you grow up in Houston?
Yeah, I'm from here originally.
Okay.
Yeah, so I grew up here originally and stuff, and then of course Marine Corps took me out to California and all over the world, and then went and lived in Dallas after that for school, and lived there, and then went back out to LA, and came back here. I feel like ping pong, man. Just going back and forth.
Just going all over the place. But so when you got back right away, was it just the entrepreneur in you that wanted to open up the coffee business?
Yeah, it's actually a culmination of a lot of things. Okay, that what I learned out in Hollywood. Okay, like I said, I was very lucky, but it is an industry designed to keep you out. Okay, it is. It's otherwise everybody and their dog would be in Hollywood. Okay, there's a thing that I told you about that when I talk to universities and stuff like that, it's called the Hollywood vicious circle. That's what I call it. Okay, where you got three pillars: you got finance, you got distribution, you got talent. Okay, if I have a project and I want to sit there and attach talent to it, okay, I go over here and go talk to CAA or ICM, William Morris, whatever, and say, hey, I want to attach so and so to the script. Well, okay, is this a funded project? Well, okay, well, that makes sense. Do you have money? Are you wasting my time? Are you going to use my client running all over town trying to get money for your project? I get it. So I go talk with finance, investors, banks, whatever. Well, do you have distribution? What's my ROI? What's my return on my investment? Okay, well, make sure your money's safe. Okay, I get it. So I go talk with distribution. Well, distribution, because what talent do you have? Because every talent has a certain numerical value attached to their name and what they're going to get in video and foreign and all that kind of stuff. So you get stuck in this whole circle that just kind of goes around in circles, and it's like until somebody makes that move, you don't get anything done.
You just keep going around. Man, that would be exhausting.
It is, and it's really. But where I'm kind of going with is over the years, I've seen some of the best stuff from people that don't know how to break into the system. Okay, they'll never get seen. They'll never. Nobody will ever even know they exist, because they don't know how to break in the system. I wanted to create something that would give people that opportunity, okay? Whether it be your independent filmmaker, your musician, your artist, whatever. I want to give you the opportunity to show the world your stuff. It's like, personally, I think most of the stuff that Hollywood's putting out today is crap, okay? It's like, first off, they operate on a 1:11 ratio. They're going to have the one box office hit for the 11 losses. That's how they operate. At the end of the year, they dump all the money back into film so they can show a loss when it comes to the taxes. It's a whole book system, okay, on how they do things, financially. But people are craving quality. I mean, they want good story. They want good characters, things like that. I'm tired of seeing crap blow up. I'm tired of, now I'm getting burned out on Marvel crap, okay? I'm tired of Hollywood putting their political agendas in my films, okay? It's like, look, nobody ever talk to the court jester and say, hey, what do you think politically? No, sit over there, bang your tambourine, shut the hell up and make me laugh. Okay, I don't care what you think and what your perspective is on things. So, hence when I was creating indies, like the parent company's Indies Productions, which I don't even know how that was available, but it was. But Indies Coffee, what I was doing was I was creating, and I'm still going to do this at some point in time, is I created a 4-wall, was I was making a coffee bar. Okay, so it was going to be a fresh roasted coffee and craft beer. No hard liquor. I've done the hard liquor. I'm tired of it. It comes with problems. But just craft beer and coffee. But what I was going to do is I don't know how much I want to say on this because I don't want to let somebody else jump on it. But I'm giving independent artists an avenue to exhibit their work, make money on their work, show an ROI. So with like Indies, coffee. Okay, on the website right now, all you see is the indiescoffee.com. Okay, you go there, it just shows you where you can just order the coffee. There's going to be more stuff coming. Okay, there's going to be a monthly membership that you can actually pay to that will show nothing but independent film. It will have a jukebox that plays nothing but independent label music, no big label music. Okay,
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it'll be picture Netflix for independent film. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be doing this bout where I go around. I'm going to go talk with the universities. I'm going to tie myself into the universities to get the first fresh look at the talent that's coming out of film schools. Okay, that I want to be able to give them the hope of being able to get something done immediately and be able to make money back. And the way that we do it is that by the money that you're doing with the paid subscription, a portion of that goes to the artist. Okay, whether it be let's say it's a film. Not only is it somebody watching your film, it's how long they watch your film. Okay, because if you make a great film and somebody watches all of it, you should not get paid the exact same amount as somebody who got clicked on for 5 minutes and got off because it's a crappy film.
Yeah.
So I'm going to gauge it by how long somebody watches your stuff. Okay, for the music, it's basically like ASCAP fees. Okay, well we'll have a jukebox that plays, and it's and what it does is you will get quarterly checks based on how many times your song plays. You also get a residual how much when somebody downloads and buys your stuff or streams it from the site. So it's just I'm trying to give an avenue for independent artists, musicians, and filmmakers. So Indies Coffee was just a way to, it's the second highest traded commodity in the world. Okay, it's a $76 billion a year industry is what coffee is. Okay, and it's something that I challenge you to find one spot that there's not a coffee pot. Find one place that does not have coffee.
I don't want to go there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's everywhere you go. Literally every building you walk in has a coffee pot somewhere.
Yep.
So it's if I can, like we give $1 off every pound sold goes into a pot to pay for independent film, music, and art. Okay, it's to give people that opportunity to do it. So like what we're going to be doing here soon is we're going to when you subscribe. You actually get you become part of a society, okay, that is in on more than what people think. Okay, when you go and you get our bags and you look on the back, it has a whole thing, talks about the bio of the company and things like that. What you don't know is there's a thing called steganography. Okay, it's you have a decipher being part of the subscribers that when you do it, it actually has a message within that. But reading it, you'd never know because it looks like you're just reading a bio. But it's actually certain words put in certain places to create certain letters, to create certain messages. Okay? Same thing with our Twitter, our Instagram, our Facebook, our YouTube. Okay? It's going to incorporate all that. So we're going to start this series probably here by the end of the, not middle of next year probably. And it's going to be basically Jason Bourne meets NCIS. Okay? But it's going to be a series that happens every week that goes on that incorporates the subscriber into it. So when he's trying to solve something and he finds a picture, hey, I need to know what this is. Can you guys help me out? He sits there and shoots it over. It gets texted over everybody's phones as a subscriber, and it's basically where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, San Diego or whatever. You kind of picture and have these puzzles and stuff. So I'm bringing creativeness to the marketplace, and I'm allowing people to be participants in.
And you're gonna have to. So you're gonna have to have a subscription to like your little thing to watch the show, right? I think this is
not to watch it. Not to watch it.
Oh, watch it'll be free.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You'll be able to watch the series.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna be a part of it.
Gotcha.
You see, it's a difference. Okay, if you're a subscriber, you become a part of it. You actually have a say in where the next episode is going. Because based on the information that you go and you do, that you'll answer certain questions, you'll go to certain things, and so forth. We're going to shoot, obviously, the whole thing, but we'll be able to edit it at the last bit by what the angle of everybody wants to take the story.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
So we're going to make you a part of the story that takes it that way. So it's like you'll be a participant in the story itself.
What a crazy cool idea.
Yeah, I'm full of those.
Obviously, you got the bar, Hollywood, all of them.
What's funny is my friend is a professor out at UNC, in University of North Carolina, and it's actually funny because I taught him how to screenwrite. He's got his PhD now teaching screenwriting. I don't have no PhD, damn it. But but what's funny is he contacted me because there was that thing on Netflix called Bandersnatch, the Black Mirror Bandersnatch, whatever. It's the Choose Your Own Adventure. Deal I did the movie, and he's like he just texted me. He goes super genius because 7 years ago I talked about doing the whole Choose Your Own Adventure thing in the deal.
Yeah.
7 years ago, and he goes he's super genius. It's just of course I didn't have Netflix.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you kind of have to have the avenue for it. But
you have to have the avenue, and then now you've got these ideas, you have to act on them.
oh, you do. It takes money, it takes time.
Yep.
It's I'll also tell everybody else too. You have no original ideas.
Nope.
Okay. It's like even as original as my ideas, there's 100 other people that have it. Okay. I used to have people call me up at CA all the time. Dude, I got this original idea. I'm like, dude, I've heard this like 4 times in the last 2 weeks. It's like you're pitching me this story, and I'm going, yeah, I heard this like 4 times the last 2 weeks. But if you think it's so original, but it's just who gets the plate and bats first.
Yep.
Are you sitting at the sideline, or are you getting out there and playing on the field? And it's you're gonna have wins, you're gonna have losses, but you gotta, like what I think we talked about before, live every day, live in the present. Don't live in the past, don't live in the future. Live in the present. If you live there, then the future will take care of itself. There's life is going to throw obstacles. Business throws obstacles. You had obstacles with your thing and so forth. It's like
yeah,
you just have to negotiate the obstacles. Life is one big obstacle course. Okay, the finish line is death. Okay, so one hell of a win, I tell you. But it's
yeah. When do you want to come in last?
Well, actually, what's funny is I saw something the other day. I go, I think with it's designed a certain way that the older you get, the more irritated you get with people, the less you put up with people's crap. It's like dude, you run yourself ragged, and then it's like you're thinking finally towards the end, you're just like, dude, just fucking let me die. It's like you kind of, it's like you're so tired. You're like, okay, I'm ready to go, man. Just stop talking. I'm not just.
Yeah,
just stop talking. I'm ready to go.
I need the noise to shut off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think it's by design. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
well, I see that in I would say I'm almost reverse of that. I see my dad and the way he used to be when we were growing up, and now, and he gets more irritated with certain things, and I seem to go the opposite way. I was more irritated when I was younger at certain things, and now I get more just
whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I don't just let it slide off, because I still get irritated. I don't know. I just figured out how to deal with it a little better.
Yeah, I guess the thing that I have grown more tolerant as I've gotten older, because I'm a lot less violent now. It's so it's like now it's just not worth my time, But I've become less patience, dealing with stupidity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, how do you breathe, man? It's just like sometimes sometimes, and I do need to be more understanding that not everybody's lived my life, things like that, because there's certain things that walking in shoes gives you that other people just don't have.
Well, that's that you talked about not going to university a second ago. I mean, and I'm a firm believer in this. Just traveling has taught me more than any book or anything else can ever do. Seeing places and actually talking to the people there, not just going to the the little fancy places or the little tourist spots, but and I know people say that, but really go and just have a conversation with people there and make a connection with them and see how they live their life. And you'll notice oh man, I've learned so much from this human being that I just talked to in a different area, because he has or she has a different perspective on life. They've seen different things, been through different things, and they have a different angle for you to come at whenever you look at stuff.
I mean, for starters too, is that anytime somebody bitches, complains, or whines about something over here, I'm like, dude, okay, you won the lottery the day you were born, okay? and it's not just being the American pride. Or whatever. I've been to like 30 countries, man. It's like there is no better country than here. No matter what people want to say, oh, well, go to Canada. Okay, fine, go. Okay, just go. There is no better place than here, and the biggest testament to that is people are literally dying to get here. They're dying. Okay, they're making makeshift rafts from Cuba to come across in water. My brother-in-law walked from Nicaragua. Okay, walked the soles of his shoes off. Okay, so it's like these people are like literally trying to get here. Now, I say that, and I'm also still the person that says come the right way. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So it's I'm not going to go politics with it, but we tend to complain a lot, and our homeless have it better than most people in the world.
100%. All you got to do is go to some different countries and see that for sure.
Oh yeah. Dude, I remember the first time I was in Papua New Guinea, man, is you go over there and it's like, I remember there's like these 2 skyscrapers and then there's like all the locals and stuff. I don't want to say natives, but locals. And they live in corrugated tin siding and plywood sheds. Okay. They go around on bicycles. They all have this blood on their teeth and stuff because they're chewing these things called betel nuts that are hallucinogenics. Okay. It's like I'm like, that's freaking poverty over there, man. I mean, it's like literally they live. If I was to go outside and grab some plywood and whatever I could find and just slap it together, that's their house. Okay, so I mean, they don't even have an overpass to lay under. Okay, so it's I mean, hell, there, Tonga, freaking Guadalcanal. I mean, just it's been freaking all over, man. And so, but the only place I could say that I would live besides here is probably Australia.
Oh man, I want to go there so bad.
Dude, loved Australia. Loved Australia. That's man. It's I was there for 8 days. That's the one time I went to a place that I didn't have ops to do or anything like that, and I got 8 days of just freedom. Man, my claw marks are still dragging me, man. It's like, dude, that place was freaking awesome. And what's funny, I remember when I was there, I'm keeping it rated G. But I remember these 2 girls were talking to me and stuff, and it's like it was smoking hot. But they're like digging on my accent. I'm like, hold on a second, you're digging on my accent, dude. Look at yours. But they just say yes, man. Say please. Say thank you. I'm like, dude, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna sound like a hillbilly hick to you or something, yeah.
Ramp it up to 1,000.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. Man, but no, it was good though.
Well, I
loved everything. The best thing ever is traveling. Best thing.
Yeah.
You learn so much. You develop so much. My son's about to be 5, and it's when he turns 7, I'm gonna start going around the world with him. And then I want him to see the way the rest of the world lives.
And that's what we do with our kids. I mean, we don't even give Christmas gifts. We do trips. So we pick a spot, we go there. That's like we have a big trip. This last one we did, we flew up to New York, rented a minivan, and drove back. Like we drove back and saw all the different places and stopped in Philly, DC, North Carolina, Atlanta, and then grabbed some food in Louisiana on the way back home. So
there you go.
Yeah,
dude, that's when you go up the East Coast. There's history there, man.
A lot of
history. Yeah,
that's one of the only places we want to go back to DC because there was so much there we couldn't see. Mm-hmm. But you're right. I even called it like this is like the history trip.
Yeah,
through the whole thing.
It's definitely a lot of nice stuff through there. And New York. I'd like to visit. I could never live there, man. But going to the different boroughs and stuff, it's I mean, like I said, it has its own flavor there.
Yep.
But it's I cannot live there. I couldn't live there at all, man.
It was weird, I didn't think I would like it at all. I'm an outdoorsy, like by myself, wander through the woods, always type of person. That's the way I get claustrophobic. I don't like big cities, and they're cool to go visit, but then I like to have the rural outdoor stuff. And something about New York, I don't think I could live there, but I really liked it. I really enjoyed it a lot. It's surprising.
It has a lot of flavor to it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying it's like because it's very segregated up there, very segregated.
Yep.
But you have all your little different boroughs, and each one has its own little vibe and stuff. The one thing I do like about New Yorkers in general, and it's one thing I get told a lot of times I'm kind of an asshole. Okay, but I'm not. I'm just blunt. Okay, and that's one thing I like about New York. It's like you will always know where you stand with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't believe in beating around the bush. If you ask me a question, you don't get upset when you hear the answer. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't the answer you wanted, you shouldn't ask the question. You know? So it's like, I just don't. Life's too short for BS, man.
When you're dealing with people in like, so your independent film thing, and like it's probably easier with people who are trying to make it to deal with. I would say yours is more going to be constructive criticism. Like you're trying to make that person better, but do you find like that type of person that wants that job and just being around even the small or like that person's never going to make it type of talent people, but you see their attitudes and you're like, man, giving you instruction is definitely a talent from somebody. Like to be able to give you something where you'll learn from it without getting offended.
Here's the thing though, is that you're always going to offend somebody. I mean, it's here's a little thing on the Monroe bag. I'll tell you a little thing me and my wife were talking about. And see, me and my wife, because like I said, she's from Puerto Rico. I'm from here, so it has a picture of Marilyn Monroe on there. Okay, it's called the Monroe Blend, and it's a blonde roast. And I have on there, it says everyone prefers blondes. Okay, now the thing is, there's actually a movie which I don't know if you know, but there's a movie called Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. That's her famous movie. Okay. Yeah. I mean, most people know it, but there's some people that don't. I was getting all like, what if this offends like brunettes? I'm like, okay. I'm like, you got a picture of a blonde on there. It's called the Monroe Blend. It's called the Blonde Roast, and it says everybody prefers blondes. There's like 3 freaking things on there that go towards. I'm like, if there's a brunette that's like, getting offended by, I'm like, they got other issues. Okay, so it's just, I'm like, you're always gonna, I can't tiptoe through life not trying to offend somebody. I try to still be respectful, but you can't interpret how somebody's going to, or you can't decide how somebody's going to interpret your words, okay? Because there's other stuff going on internally. When I deal with independent artists, a lot of times, sometimes it's a little more difficult because they really want to hear how good they are. They want to hear that they're going to make it. They don't want to hear constructive criticism a lot of times, okay? And I'll use an actual thing. When I was at CAA, I had this guy. His name was Jeff, but he was writing, and he gave me this one script. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to be honest with it if you can give it to him, because I want to do coverage for him. And that's what I'm looking for, man. That's what I want. I'm like, okay. So I read it. Well, he goes, what'd you think? I liked it. I go, I think this character here needs to be fleshed out a little bit more, blah, blah, blah. And I just kind of just tell stuff. I wasn't even being harsh, man. And he goes, oh, yeah, then why is somebody looking at it? I'm like, okay, you're right, man. I'm just sorry, my bad. I was like, he just wanted to hear how good he was, you know? And so it's like, he gave me a second one to read, and I just told him it was great. I never read it, but I never read the thing. It was great, man. It's like, but so I mean, they want to hear that they're going to be big. They want to hear that they're going to be stars and all that kind of crap. And it's the thing is, the best advice I can give to somebody who wants to make it in the film business, you need to first realize it's the film business. They don't care about your art form. They don't care about your pizzazz of stuff. Okay, all they care about is how much is this thing going to cost me, how long it's going to take to shoot, what's my potential return, what's my risk. That's all they care about. Okay, that's why half time they can care less about the freaking script. Oh, so and so's attached to it. Okay, they're worth so much money in Germany and Italy and stuff like foreign. I can pre-sell those foreign territories. And that offsets my initial costs. But yet you're putting so and so attached to this. They're going to make my completion bond go higher because they're higher risk, like Lindsay freaking Lohan, idiot. Sorry, actually, I'll tell you that a little bit so you understand film business a little bit. Okay, Lindsay Lohan and Georgia Rule would go out and get so coked up that she wouldn't show up at the set the next day. Okay, we still had to sit there and pay for the catering. We still had to pay all the below-the-line people the lighting, the grips, the best boy grips, all that kind of stuff. Okay, the PAs. Okay, you got to pay all that. Well, they showed up. Okay, and then we can't shoot a damn thing. So let's just say you cost me $125,000 that day, and you didn't even show up. Okay, well, now you start making my shoot go long. Okay, so we have a thing called a completion bond, which is basically the bank you're guaranteeing the bank that we're going to finish it within this time and under budget. Okay, and in the end we'll get a portion of that money back, offset, and so forth. Well, after stuff like what the antics that Lindsay Lohan did, or back in the day with Robert Downey Jr., which he turned it around, but you make the completion bond so high that it's no longer worth it to have you in the film. So that's why you don't see these people in films, because the completion bond is so high that the risk is too high for the potential return. They'll just go get a different actress or actor that can do the role that it costs me less money. That's why sometimes you see, well, yeah, but they can sit there and get that done because they're so-and-so. No, they can't, because if they start doing antics like that, it starts to cost the bank's money, it costs production company money, and the insurance is too high. So
they can be rock stars, but only on a mellow level.
Yeah, don't cost money.
Yeah,
go destroy a hotel, but don't
show up to work.
Production.
Yeah, show up to work. You can do whatever you want as long as you show up that day and you perform and you get some sort of production and you make it towards the end. Oh, go ahead. That's fine. You don't have to go to rehab now. That's cool.
Yeah, that's I think about the person that had the best work ethic that I ever worked with, and it was an all-around great guy, man. And it's a guy I'll always miss, is Robin Williams. He was a true great guy, So one day I have a bunch of behind-the-scenes footage of Man of the Year. I'll let you see.
Oh, that's awesome.
So.
Well, I mean, obviously, we were fans of him just because he was hilarious. Mork and Mindy. We used to watch it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time, and that's like dating myself a little bit there.
I'm gonna tell you a little something though. Robin Williams, that was Robin Williams. When you saw how he was, all the antics of it, he was always like that. Okay, we had cameras rolling on him the whole time. Okay, even when he's not shooting a scene, we had cameras rolling on him because he would interact with all the people around the town and stuff, and that was just him, man.
Just a true comedian.
He was awesome. So, but
that's crazy, man. You got like hearing you talk and like the way you are, and then dealing with the high level, I would say, egos that you would associate being in Hollywood with. I'm not confused. I know how you made it in there because you are very charismatic, and something just draws you to like your stories, the way you tell them, all that good stuff. But how did you deal with like those higher egos up there in your position?
Most of them aren't that way. In fact, I'd say there's a difference between television and film. Most film people are generally pretty cool. They're generally pretty cool. It's they're also, I mean, you have some prima donnas. I mean, you're always gonna have that.
Yeah, but that's everywhere.
Yeah, but it's TV had more assholes in it than film did. And I used to always think this because they were upset because they wasn't in film. So they try to, but it's but generally speaking, it's like, I mean, dude, Matthew McConaughey is the coolest guy I ever met.
I don't see how he couldn't be cool though.
He is. I'm telling you, he is a true Texas boy. He's a true Texas boy. He's totally cool. His mom K-Mac, so it's like give them a big shout out. And then one of the coolest females I ever met was Sarah Jessica Parker.
Really?
She's very bubbly. That's just her. She's very bubbly, so very nice. Julia Roberts is a little kind of whatever. Lindsay Lohan, obviously don't like her. So
yeah, we got that out of this.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. But it's there's, I mean, Al Pacino's a little OCD, locked 3 times, all that kind of crap, and Bob De Niro's kind of went a little off the deep end lately. But it's like I remember we were doing Good Shepherd, and we spent a whole day. I want you to keep in mind, it cost us roughly $250,000 a day is what it cost us to shoot that film. And we spent a whole effing day on this one little 15-second episode of the film where they're trying to decide what Christmas song to sing. Because this is where I learned, don't ever let the actor direct. Because it was the craziest thing. We spent a whole day, $250,000 for 15 seconds, man. Because he couldn't decide which song he wanted them to sing. It really freaking. When you watch the movie, you're going, I don't know, what song did they sing? Exactly. Nobody really cared what song they sang. But it's sometimes you have to.
It's like everybody needs a coach, man. Everybody needs a coach, and the players can't coach it all the time.
Well, the thing is too is that when you have a producer, sometimes it maybe shouldn't be the producers, but I'm not getting into all that.
So you've explained kind of the plans for the independent coffee. That's kind of why you started it. Obviously, you love coffee at the same time too. We got into that conversation about how much you love just coffee in general, and you talked about the roast before the podcast was going. You're talking about the roast and all these details, and then I'm enjoying that conversation and hearing how passionate you are about coffee. So there's obviously some that part behind it. So
I still love coffee. As a person, it's my whole life I've always given 100%. No matter what I do, I give 100%. And it's I've drank. Honestly, growing up, I didn't drink coffee at all. Okay, the only time in fact, when I was in the military, you had the crappy ass Navy coffee or whatever, or I would to stay up on an OP, I'd dip the Folger pack that came in MREs. I'd dip the Folger pack, and you had to stay awake. That was my extent with coffee. Okay, and then I went overseas and actually tasted some really good coffee, and I was like, oh shit, this is what coffee's supposed to taste like, And you come back here, it's kind of like when I went overseas and drank Australian drank beer. I came back here and it's like everything tastes like crap because they don't have the alcohol restrictions we have. So.
Oh, now you sold me again on going to beer. I mean, going to Australia.
What's that?
Now you sold me another way of going to Australia.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, dude, Australia's freaking awesome, man. If I could take my wife there at some point in time, so I just don't know how it's going to be going married now. But no, it'll be cool. So take it to the Outback or something.
You said something. I mean, I think it's fascinating. You starting all these different bits from a bar to Marines, owning the bar, going to California, coming back here. You're owning your own thing. You're just making your own little pathway through life on your own terms. And you said something earlier in our conversation for the podcast that I really liked about the whole cell phone thing and charisma and everything like that. And I really liked it, and I think you have some great points with that.
Yeah. Well, so for the people who are listening now that didn't hear it before the podcast, it's like what it is that we're turning into a digital age, and the new generations live on their cell phones. You used to be able to go to malls and friends were talking to friends. Now you go by, those same friends are all basically texting each other, standing right next to each other with their phones, or laughing at hey, look what I saw on YouTube or whatever, and it's we don't take the time really to stop and communicate anymore. One good thing about you do it over coffee. Sometimes just take time to sit down, have a good cup of coffee, and you have 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen twice as much as you speak. It's charisma. It went a lot smoother beforehand, but
I think it ties. It really has to do with how you can go and do something. Like the people who look at it and say they can't and all that good stuff. Yeah. You look at it and you've made these connections, and that's more your connections and your charisma. When you were talking about it, is the charisma somebody has and the connections they make is way more important than any sort of knowledge that you can have in it.
Oh no, without a doubt, it's charisma is the best trait you can have. One day, I think I told you this as well too. One day, the door will open for you. It will. Okay. What you do when that door opens is up to you. You're either going to walk through it or you're going to let it shut. But you have to get out and talk to people. You have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to get your point across to people. is the best trait anybody can possibly have. It's like sitting back waiting for something to happen to you is sitting back watching the movie instead of being a part of the movie. Okay, it's you can't, if you just sit back, life's going to pass you by, man. It's like we were talking before, can't never could. It's like, don't say you can't do something. I mean, nothing gets under my skin more than when somebody tells me I can't do it.
Oh.
I want to beat you down and slap you just for saying that, dude. The things I have put my body through, okay, that from everything from sleep deprivation to running over long distances, to going through crazy freaking climates. It's like you can do more than what you think you can. It's like your mind is the thing that's stopping you. It's like your body can't take anymore, it's going to shut down. So just don't ever say you can't do something. Can't as an excuse maker. Okay, I can't do it. Well, no, you're a freaking failure is why. Okay, you're a failure at life. Just move on. But no, just that's kind of harsh. But no, it's just like just don't go out and try it. In fact, one of our friends, Riz, said something to me years ago, man, and it's because I'll do things where it's like if I have an idea, okay, dude, I will put everything into that idea. I will. And what Riz said, he goes, one thing I've always admired about you, Brandon, he goes, everything you've tried hasn't worked. You know what I'm saying? Not it doesn't always work. He goes, but you do it to failure. It's like that statement stuck with me for so long because it does go down to my core. Is that I don't ever quit. I don't believe in quitting. It's like I will do it until there's no further way to go, no other angle. Now, obviously, as we talked before on things I'm doing with indies and things like that, is like I really do kind of live outside of the box. Okay, I don't spend time inside the box. I see things in different ways. I'm very right brain. So it's my grandfather is a freaking engineer. Okay, and it's and he talks sometimes right off the top of my head. Okay, I'm like, but it's like, but then I sit there and we were having a conversation one time about something they were going to try and do for the ship channel here and stuff on the engineering deal. And I go, well, what about this? And I came at it just had this idea. He goes, oh, that's kind of a cool thing. So I'm not trying to say two my horn sound smart, but two completely smart different guys. He saw it one way, which went right over my head. And then I saw it another way, which kind of went over his. It kind of opened his eyes. Just everybody's a genius, man. Everybody is a genius. What you're a genius at, you have to figure it out. Okay? Dude, don't ask me to go figure out the plumbing in my house. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's why I hire somebody else for it. This one guy knows all this stuff to do. Everybody's a genius at something. Just figure out what you're a genius at. And don't chase somebody else's dreams. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, if you're wanting to go into film, you're wanting to go into music, you're wanting to be the star, you need to ask yourself why you're wanting to do it. Are you doing it because you truly love to tell the story? You truly love to get it. If you could not make a dime for the rest of your life doing this, live poor for the rest of your life doing this, would you still do it? Okay, and then if your answer is yes, and it truly is yes, that's what you need to do. Because if you put that much passion into what you're doing, you're going to be successful at it. Like I said, just doing my businesses or whatever. I give every bit. In fact, my wife tells me I work too much. She stops me because I literally work my tail off all the time. I have to remind myself sometimes to stop and look at what's around me, because it's like I get tunnel vision really bad.
Yeah.
I just sit there and like hell, I couldn't find anybody to build a website that I liked. I went and learned how to do it. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to do video streaming on websites. Okay, and it's like I had no interest in that, but the thing was that, dude, it wasn't going to stop me. Yeah, I started learning so much stuff about HTML3 code. I'm like, boom, blow your head up, and I have no interest in it whatsoever. But that was an obstacle that got in my way, and obstacles are meant to be negotiated. Okay, I don't sit there and look at something a wall that comes up in front of me and go, well, damn it, there's a wall. Oh, hell no. I'm either going to go over it or I'm going to build a ladder. You know what I'm saying? But somehow I'm negotiating this obstacle. And it's that's the mentality you have to have. In fact, we were talking before about SEALs and recon and all that kind of stuff. The mentality, those guys have an above average intelligence. They're actually smart. They're Everybody thinks that, oh, they're just they're robots. No, they're not. Okay, it's they're trained to complete the mission no matter what, and to also be able to do it without any assistance whatsoever, which means they have to be able to figure things out. Okay, so you have to have that type of discipline, that type of wherewithal, that it's mission first. You will complete the mission no matter what. If you go in life like that, at whatever you apply it to, you will be successful. You'll be successful.
Oh, man.
But successful is not always I'm multi-millionaire. Okay?
No.
Successful sometimes is just I'm happy at what I do, and I'm having a great family, and and I'm getting by in life, and I'm smiling. That's successful. Okay? I've been around some of the richest people in the world, and they're the most miserable people on the freaking planet. And I'm like, what are you so upset about, man? You sit there, you're driving like 2 Ferraris at the house, But they wasn't happy. In fact, we were talking about Robin. Okay, dude, that's Robin Williams.
Nobody more successful.
Yeah, okay, but I'm like, that's Robin Williams. Okay, and yet he didn't just commit suicide. He did it where there was no coming back, no matter what. Okay, so I'm like, that was definitive. So I'm like, just because somebody's in a certain spot doesn't mean that they're happy. Doesn't mean that they're successful. So just figure out in life what makes you happy, and then follow that to the core with all your heart. And that's probably the best advice I can give anybody.
I think I mean, you can't say it any better, but when you're describing the whole thing, that's what I thought. Like, that is true passion, and finding your calling in life is like when you do something and you find some success at it, because like, that was my idea. Like you say in the ship channel thing, somebody's walking along, like they're like, man, I just don't know what to do with it. I don't know what my passion is. I want to do something else, but I don't know what my passion is. And they go, well, I had some success and I feel good about that. I feel good the way I did it. Oh, look, build on that. Build on that thing, and it'll level up into something else and something else. So you said everybody's a genius, and I totally agree with it. I think everybody can win, and I want everybody to win. Like, you can win. It's just you got to choose to do it at the same time.
No, for sure.
Kind of on them.
If you're not willing to commit, I mean, and like literally commit, and it's not just like, oh man, dude, I've always wanted to do that. Man, I really got this great idea, and I've been thinking about it for years. Why have you been thinking about it for years, man? Go out there and do something about it. Are you waiting? Life does not happen to you. Okay. In fact, it's like I told my wife this the other day, and it's my wife is the best thing that ever happened to me, because it's in more ways than one, but it also it put me really close into understanding that not everybody has the same upbringing, okay, and it's actually of course my wife will say I'm the best dad ever because I'm an amazing father, but it's but the thing is though, the deal that showed me too with my wife is that how you are raised, how your parents are with you, will determine the way you come out in life. So a lot of times in, let's say Puerto Rico in general, is that they're actually more clock punchers over there. They're generally just get by, hey, I go, it's my job, okay, whatever. That's how their mentality is over there. It's not the way it is over here. But I told her, nothing in life will ever be given to you. If you want something, go take it. That's the best advice I can give anybody, because it's like, if you're going to sit back and think that something's just going to happen, go buy a lottery ticket. Okay, that's something accidentally happening to you. It's like, other than that, it's like, dude, you need to go out there and take it from people. Go get it. I'm not saying steal it, but I'm saying just go out there and claim your spot, man. Claim what you want to do. And it's just I'm doing that with indies. Okay, I had I'm not going to get into it, but I had a huge setback. Huge setback, and but it's like I wasn't going to let that beat me. So you know what? I went off and I started just building from the ground up, doing the smaller portion than doing the whole big picture at one time. Doing a smaller portion and growing it from that. So it's recovering. It knocked me back a little bit, but it's like I'm recovering. I mean, so this dude had almost a 6-figure loss. Okay, that's a huge loss. I'll tell you sometimes it's just a huge loss. It destroyed some relationships I had. It really put things in a bad spot, but I kept everything on level. I wasn't with the mentality of, this will not beat me. And I'm telling you, I sit there and I went and I got it started from the ground up, and it's starting to be successful. So it's just like the whole thing was, I didn't quit. So that's the whole thing. You will have obstacles. You'll have hurdles. Yeah, are you going to be somebody who sits back like a? I'm not trying to offend people. I'm not trying to shame people. Are you going to sit back like the fat person who looks at it and thinks I ain't going over that wall? Or are you going to be the person who says, you know what, that wall ain't going to beat me? You know, go sit there and pull yourself over the damn wall. Negotiate the obstacle. That or get off the damn field. You know, so.
Man, I don't know that I've been more fired up.
Well, I'm glad I could fire you up, man.
This is awesome, man. Before we end it or whatever, because I don't want to go any further. Like, that's perfect way to stop it right there.
Yeah.
And this has been wonderful. It's an awesome conversation. Give a shout out to all the stuff you got going on, your businesses, where they can find you, where they can buy, subscribe to everything, and all that good stuff.
Well, I mean, it's pretty easy. You just go to indiescoffee.com. Yeah, it's there. You can actually buy sample packs, buy them by the pack, or you can actually subscribe. And doing so, I think we talked about what happens when you subscribe, right? I can't remember if we were doing that before or after the podcast.
Yeah, I can't remember either. We had such a good conversation before.
If you subscribe, you become part of a society. Okay, that you will actually be part of a project that we're going to be doing. It's we're also taking $1 out of every pound sold to fund independent film, music, and artists. But we're going to be doing actual series and movies that are going to incorporate the subscribers and the people at Indies. So it's get out there and support independent film, man. Not just support independent film, independent music, independent artists. Not just support me. Yes, go support me. But it's everybody who sits back, and this is another thing. It's a good place to kind of end it too. I hear all the time people always talking about, man, dude, this happened to so-and-so. Man, I wish a miracle could happen to me. Wish this could happen, blah, blah, blah. How do you know you're not somebody else's miracle, man? You know, quit looking out for yourself all the damn time. Okay? Talk to people. Be nice. It's the easiest thing to do. Listen to what they have to say. I go, and, you have no idea how much pay it forward is actually true. Okay, so just go out there, be nice, be somebody else's miracle. Okay, it's like talk to that waitress, be understanding of somebody in a bad mood. You don't know what kind of day they're having. It's like, you could seriously be talking to somebody who just lost their parents. So just be nice, but be somebody else's miracle, and I promise a miracle will happen to you. So
awesome. Well, everybody, go check out Indies Coffee. Support it. He really truly does support stuff. Go read his articles. Go check out his website, his Instagram, all that good stuff. Man, thanks, Brandon. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and too. Now, like I said, I told you before, I'll see if I can get my grandfather for you. So.
Oh, heck yeah.
That'd be great. Anyway, call me anytime, man.
That was awesome.